It's your boy 6 Gear Cutlow. What we got going on today is pretty much a simple detail of the bike. This is part 1. We're gonna detail the bike and get this bad boy shined up. Like the video said, this is the bike before the wash. You can see the dirt, you know, it's little dirt spots in there. It's nothing too crazy, but if you're used to washing your bike on a regular basis, it's something that you would definitely notice. See the dirt spots. We gotta clean that up. We gotta get in there. You see how that chain looking? It's looking awful. To the trained eye, it's looking awful. First order of business is go ahead and mount the bike up. Get you a solid bike stand. Mount that bad boy up. Get that back tire off the ground. Chain cleaner I'm using here is Maxim chain cleaner, but you can use any chain cleaner. I use Motul. They pretty much work the same. Some people even use kerosene, but nah, we ain't doing that. Make sure you get some on that sprocket. I think I done ran out. Yeah. That's it. Alright, now this brush I'm using has brushes on each side, so one going down, one to the side, and one going under. It's not the spiral brush. I left the spiral brush up there last time, so this is what I'm using now, but it works just as good. Make sure you're applying that pressure on the bottom of the chain, top of the chain, and on the side of the chain. Make sure you hit that back sprocket up. Right now, I'm just really getting extra the wrong way. It's a better way to do that with that back sprocket, but yeah, I was doing that the wrong way. I'm gonna get like a toothbrush and do it next time. If somebody got a better way to clean off them back sprockets, let me know. Drop something down in the comment for me. Drop something down on the ground for the hungry hounds, man. Look at that chain. Bad news. We're gonna start off with a rinse and get that all off of there. You can see the grind flying off. Now the key to this is to leave that chain cleaner on there for about 5 minutes before you rinse it off. So that means put it on there. Well, what I do is I'll put it on there, I'll wait about 5 minutes, and then I'll start scrubbing the chain. And then after that, I'll rinse it off, and that dirt and that grime will come right out. You can see it. Go ahead and rinse the bike off, loosen up the dirt that's over the bike. It's not that much on the fairings and all that stuff. Really, the majority of your dirt is going to be on the tires, by the chain, under the tail, and on the front where the headlights are. Bugs, stuff like that in the windshield. The fairings usually aren't that dirty, but you want to go around and use this water to loosen up that dirt. On part 2, we're going to put the wax on. Make sure y'all stay tuned for part 2. Part 2 is where we put the wax on, and I'm going to tell you why we put the wax on there. give you some couple of little secret tips that I use. This right here is the soap dispenser, and this bad boy works extremely good. This is my first time actually using one of these. Usually I use the foam brush, but I don't put the foam brush on the bike. I just let the foam come out and hit the bike. You don't want to use that foam brush on the bike if you don't have to. But if you do have to, preferably what you do is, while you're rinsing the bike, take the water that you're using to rinse the bike and spray that foam brush to spray the extra debris that might be on there. Because if that debris is in that brush, when you hit that bike with that brush, you might scratch up that paint, man, that bodywork. You're gonna be looking crazy out here, and you're gonna notice it when you're drying off the bike and stuff like that. You're gonna know where it came from, but it came from that brush. See that sponge right there that I just set on that bike? That's my personal sponge. I know it's got no debris in it. Now the key when you scrubbing in and really getting into the nooks and crannies of the bike, you want to start at the top. The reason why you start at the top is because the bottom will carry a lot of grime and stuff from the wheels, from the road, from the wheels spinning up, and the grime and the dirt. Some of that dirt down there is heavier and stickier. Like I know the chain, sometimes that chain throws off something that looks like tar. It's black, but it's real sticky. And if you start from the bottom, rubbing the tires first and then move up to the bike, you can get some of that stuff stuck on the paint. It's hard to get out. I did it before, so trust me on that one. Take your time with this. This is a very important step. Get the wheels. That stand come in handy when you're cleaning off that back wheel. Make sure you get that back wheel clean. Under the tail. Main thing a lot of people miss, a lot of people forget about this. Get up under that tail. That's where a lot of that dirt is. Now one thing I forgot to mention, we renting off the bike now, but one thing I forgot to mention was the reason why, well, not the reason why, but a suggestion to you when you're washing your bike at one of these self-serve car washes. When you're spraying the power hose, make sure you're keeping that bad boy at least 2 feet away from the bike, 2 feet away from the paint. Because that could potentially damage the paint on there, or it could potentially mislodge some of the cables. You know what I mean? So just be careful with it and never spray the handlebars close. Never spray the handlebars close or anywhere near the handlebars. You just hit them real quick with a splash of the water and get up out of there. Now what I'm doing now is spraying the ground for any debris down there. I should have been did this, but I'm spraying the ground for any debris. And see all that mud down there? Maybe it was a truck or something that was in there before I came with the bike, but those trucks, they come and leave so much mud and dirt every single one of these car wash bays. One thing I do when I'm done washing the bike, I bring that bad boy outside so I can open up the space in there for anybody else that need to wash their car. You hear that squeaking in the background. That's a puppy some lady had up there. Now what we're using is a chamois towel, one of the greatest inventions ever invented. This thing goes around and just soaks up all the water off the bike. It's getting all that water off the bike. And the good thing about it is you continue to use it. I know y'all probably used this before, but I still see some people doing it old school with the regular towel. Like, man, you tripping. Get you one of these. You use that, the towel soaks up, and you rinse that bad boy out like I'm doing up there in the top right. Rinse that water out and get back to it. So as I'm wiping off the bike, y'all can kind of look up there at those stump grips that I got, the clear stump grips that I got. And this is my only gripe about getting clear stump grips, or getting clear anything for that matter. My leathers and my jeans rub against those, and you can see what the dye does from the leathers or the jeans. It stains that upper portion of the stump grip. It's hard to get that stuff out. So for anybody who buys stump grips or anything like that, just keep that in mind. That would be a reason to go with the black ones over the clear ones. The drying portion of this process is very important. With the drying portion, you coming and getting all the little extra little pieces of dirt or anything that's left behind from the wash. This is when you're getting that when you're doing this drying portion. Last order of business, we wax this chain up, spin it a few revolutions, really get it in there and be generous with it. Come with a little towel, wipe off the little excess because you're about to hop right on the bike. Get the bike fired up before you ride out. Let that bad boy warm up a little bit. It's been sitting for a while. Let it get any of that moisture or anything that's up there in the tailpipe. Make sure you get that out of there. Probably crank that bad boy up before we ride out. There we go. This is part one, y'all. Part two is coming soon, man. Make sure y'all locked in. Part two, we gonna wax this bad boy. 6 gear Cutlow. Appreciate y'all rocking with me. I'm out. Peace.